Hi guys, my name is Demosthenes, and I'm here to talk to you about an issue that has been bugging me. First of all, I apologize for the lighting. It is nighttime, and that wonderful noise you hear outside is the torrential rain. So we'll just stay here in the stormy little night together. I'm here to talk about something that is bugging me. I personally consider it a feminist issue, but for those of you that do not agree with feminism or don't like that term, we can also call it a humanist issue that mostly happens to affect the female species, or female gender, I should say. So, I myself, I should preface, am someone that often performs either as a fetish model, a fetish worker, a go-go dancer, and an occasional nude model. This is completely relevant to my point. I think we all have that person on our timeline, it could be male or female, but especially male, that likes to say, "Hey women, why are you dressing this way? Stop wearing short shorts. Stop acting like whores. Stop going out to the bars. Strippers are whores. Go-go dancers are whores." Things like that. Now, I'm not here to make a moralistic argument about whether or not that person is correct. I have my morals that I've already explained, and I have no problems with people that do that. But I'm not here to change your opinion on an emotional level. I'm here to talk about hypocrisy. Here's the one thing that bugs me. I see that pop up on my timeline sometimes. And why would it be strange that that pops up on my timeline? Well, that would be strange because I myself openly do all of these things. I post it on my profile. I have photos before they add me as my profile picture and cover photos that show what sort of woman I am. And many of my mutual friends are also go-go's, dancers, strippers, nude models, fetish performers. Just by taking a brief momentary glance at my profile or any of my social media sites, you know what sort of person I am well before you add me. So if you're the sort of person that thinks that these actions are immoral, why are you adding someone that you're also vilifying for their lifestyle? And that's exactly what I'm here to talk about, hypocrisy. Now, I understand that there are some very conservative people that don't agree with alternative models and things like that. But if so, wouldn't it be logical not to interact with those people? If you don't like porn, and you think that women that do porn are disgusting whores, why would you watch porn? Because here's what happens when you watch porn if you think those women are disgusting whores and don't agree with them. When you watch that porn, even on the free streaming sites, that ad revenue goes directly to those producers, which in turn inspires them to make more porn because they know they can make money off of it. In countries where porn is morally frowned upon or illegal, they don't make that much money, so there's not that much of it. Here in America, we love our porn, so there's lots of it. You contribute to that cycle. If you don't like strippers and you think what they do is horrible, if you go to a strip club and tip a stripper and you leave the next second and say, "Ha, stupid bitches, what sluts?" You're a fucking hypocrite. Because if you think they're such sluts, why would you give them money? There's a reason that 90% of exotic dancers are women and only 10% are men. Because most of the people that goes to those shows, knowing that they can make money, are women. If strippers didn't make any money, they wouldn't do it. Alright? So you're driving that demand. Now, we've talked about fields that make money, but what about fields that don't make money? What about girls that post sexy photos in their underwear just because? What about girls that go to clubs and sleep with random guys just because they want to, or because they're lacking something in their life? Alright? A lot of people are like, well, if it's for money, for one thing, but if it's not, you're just a slut. Okay? So let's break that down too. I know plenty of people that post sexy photos in their underwear just because they're confident and want to do it. And I know plenty of people that do it because they're insecure and like that validation. But let's be honest here. If guys, men especially, didn't give validation based solely on women's looks, there would be no market for it, right? They wouldn't post sexy photos in their underwear if they didn't get validation. If they weren't told by men, this is what makes you special, is your looks. You're beautiful, you're pretty, everyone's beautiful. Well, okay. That's great, you know, nothing wrong with telling a girl she's pretty, but if you didn't give her that validation, there would be no market for it, right? If girls didn't feel that they could get sexual and emotional validation from going to a club and sleeping with men, they wouldn't do it, right? Now, I am a very modern woman that knows that sometimes women do these things just because they fucking wanna. They go to a club and sleep with the random guy just because it's their body and they want to get some dick, and I say more power to them. But for people that say, oh, she's only doing it because she's insecure, if these men did seek out these women and feed that market for thirst and act like they cared about them and give them emotional and physical validation in that way, these women would not do it, right? They wouldn't do something with no end. So every single time you vilify, insult, or condemn women for these actions that you yourself feed into, not only are you a hypocrite, you're the one causing these issues. Now, I know that some people might add me and not realize who I am or look at my profile or things like that. I have a private family profile that I keep separate, and I have my performer profile where I accept anybody that I think will go to my shows because I want to make money, right? I want to succeed as a performer, right? I don't have a huge following, but I think I have a pretty decent one, and, you know, I advertise to expand upon that. So I will often have random people on my profile that maybe don't realize that I do a fetish performance, right? So they add me anyway. But if I go to your profile and I go to click delete, because I'm not going to argue with you. If you think what I do is wrong, I'm not going to force it on you. I'm just not going to interact with you, right? I go on your profile and I go to click delete. I see we have 150 mutual friends. I click on that, and every single one of them is mostly a woman, go-go's, dancers, models, that tells me not only are you a hypocrite, you're a sexist jackass. Because somehow it's okay for you to feed into these things, but it's not okay for women to do it. It's okay for you to give ad revenue to pay porn stars or go to strip clubs and throw ones at strippers because you think it's funny, but it's not okay for them to do that. See, that shows me that you don't think of them as women, you think of them as objects. You think of them as means to an end. They're things to fap to, things to put your dick in, things to laugh at. They aren't people with the perfect ability to make decisions for themselves like you are, because you somehow are exempt. You somehow are special, and you know what? You're fucking not, bucko. We're all the same here. So if you think that what women is doing is wrong, stop going to porn stores. Stop watching porn on Pornhub. Stop vilifying strippers. Stop adding girls based on how they look. Add girls that you wouldn't normally speak to. Validate a girl based on her emotions. Speak to her about her personal interests. Compliment her on things that have nothing to do with sexual gratification. And only sleep or attempt to sleep with or hit on women that you are going to be completely honest with, have an emotional connection to, and you see as an equal partner. If you don't do any of those things or even one of those things, you're a fucking hypocrite, and you're the reason that there are so many hookers, strippers, nude models, you know? Now, I know that these women, in my mind, do this many times because it's their choice, it's their body, and there's nothing morally wrong with it. But like I said, this is not an emotional or a moral argument. This is a logical one. Practice what you preach, or don't be a fuckboy. I think that's pretty simple. So like, subscribe, comment, and feel free to come back for more. Love you guys.